Good afternoon. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I am your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television as well, Channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast, netsnewsnetwork.net. Thank you again so much for being with us today. I have such an exciting show today. You're going to really love this show. I mean, this is so awesome. We're going to be talking about, guess what? Grass clippings. Aren't you excited? Actually, I'm very excited about this because, Phil mows the grass for 2 lawns. He mows our grass and he mows the grass where Mother lives in our other house. And I'll have to tell you, when it's been raining outside and our backyard is almost like quicksand, because we live on a sandy lawn. Okay, so when he cuts the grass, it's like you're almost going down into the ground in quicksand, and grass is all over your feet. It tracks in the house. It does all kinds of stuff. So guess what? We've got an alternative for that. There is several fantastic things that you can do, and I'm going to show you a video right here, so you stay tuned.
Grass clippings aren't going away if you have a lawn. There is so much more you can do with grass clippings than just throw them in the garbage. Here are some good ideas for you to try in your garden that put grass to some good use. 1. Add to compost. Grass clippings are a great source of nitrogen and break down quickly. A proper compost pile requires a mix of green and brown materials. Fresh cut grass is considered green and so will need to be balanced out by the addition of some brown material like dry leaves, branches, twigs, or paper. When adding fresh grass clippings, make sure to turn the grass into the pile to enhance aeration and prevent compaction. Microbes will break the pile down quickly, and you will have a rich pile to spread in a short amount of time. 2. Lawn clippings tea. Liquid organic fertilizers are seemingly more popular year on year in the store, but you can make your own liquid plant feed at home. To brew a lawn clipping tea, place your freshly cut grass in a bucket of water and allow to steep. Beneficial nutrients like potassium, nitrogen, phosphorus, chlorophyll, and amino acids will leach from the grass into the water. After 4 days or so, strain off the liquid and use it to feed your plants by pouring onto the roots or spraying on the leaves. 3. Leave them on the lawn. If you're striving for a perfect lawn, you probably remove your grass clippings every time you mow, but you're actually robbing the grass of certain nutrients that it needs to thrive. In future, leave your short clippings lie, as they will break down quickly, nourishing the grass and turning it a perfect shade of green. In fact, grass clippings can add back up to 25% of the nutrients that growth removes from soil. These clippings also encourage beneficial microorganisms and earthworms that digest this grass and maintain healthy soil. 4. Container mulch. Moisture is always an issue when it comes to container gardening. Containers need a lot of watering. Add a thick layer of grass clippings on top of your potting soil to hold in extra moisture. Grass clippings, either fresh or dried, make an excellent organic mulch which contains high amounts of nitrogen, something all plants need to grow and flourish. 5. Livestock feed. If your grass is cut with an electric or hand push mower, you could use the cut grass to supplement diets of herbivores. I have fond memories of grabbing handfuls to feed the guinea pig and rabbit as a child, and how excited they would get. You would not want to use wet clippings since they spoil quickly and can make animals sick. And 6. Layer in a raised bed. If you are building a raised bed or a hugelkultur bed, you can use a thick layer of grass clippings to provide nutrients and build up the bed, which will use less compost to make up the volume. The added bonus is that the grass clippings help to break down the carbon-rich, fibrous material in the raised bed. These were my 6 uses of grass clippings. If you've got any other uses of grass clippings, please share them in the comments below.
We're back. How easy is that to do? Okay, so grass clippings, and let me tell you what I did. This is why the concrete block garden is such a success. And I kind of came upon this little tip right here by accident. So the concrete blocks, as you know, they're the big 12 by 8s, okay, 12 by 8s. So there are 2 big holes that are in each concrete block. But what I wanted to do, I wanted to have them 2 blocks high, which is kind of high, about 16 inches like this, kind of like having a raised bed garden. So I was trying to figure out what to do. Okay, what can I do? Because I don't want to put all this, because it's really, really good dirt that I put in there. So I'm thinking, what can I put in the bottom block? I put grass clippings, and I'm going to tell you what, that worked. So what happens is at the end of the season, this is going to make its own mulch. And guess what? When I'm ready for the fall garden, it's already set for me. It's going to be working, and this is why you want to rotate crops anyway. So where the tomatoes were, I'll have some kind of beans or some kind of lettuce or some kind of greens growing in there, probably collards or turnip greens or something like that. It's going to have its mulch already, which guess what? Cost me nothing. Now, Phil says it cost him his back, but anyway, cutting the grass actually is the way to go. I have more tips, okay, not just the ones you were listening to just a minute ago in the video. So hang tight, we have more before we go into a break. We got plenty of time. So one thing you can do is just like in the video just a few minutes ago, this one person was talking about what to do with grass clippings. So this is from the writer at ruralsprout.com, ruralsprout.com. So what he does is nothing. He just relaxes and just lets it be. So he cuts the grass and just leaves it out there. Now, I prefer not to do that because of, like I said, we live in this quicksand here almost. It's sand, and every time it rains, it's just like just a terrible mess out there. So that's why I wanted to do something other than just relaxing and letting it be, because I track it into the house, it's just a mess. But let's see what he says about this. He says, yeah, just leave them right there on the lawn. Yup. So clippings are inch or less will quickly decompose. That's true. And fertilize your lawn while they do it. So nutrients like phosphorus, nitrogen, all those things, and potassium get put right back in there where they're needed. So you don't have to do anything special. You don't have to spray. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of money on fertilizers. None of that stuff. So the myth that thatch is a layer of undecomposed organic matter between your grass and the soil is caused by leaving the clippings on your lawn. And it's simply that, a myth. Now, according to the good folks at the University of Minnesota Extension, thatch is caused by factors like not mowing enough. Okay, so if you're like Phil, every time it grows this much, he wants to go out there and cut the grass unless it's raining, which we've had a lot of rain here lately. So thatch is definitely caused by people who are not mowing enough. Then this causes an over-fertilization, uses nitrogen fertilizers and overly vigorous types of grass. So the key to that is leaving the grass clippings on your lawn also helps to retain moisture during the hottest month of the summer when your grass is likely to turn brown. So if you've got a few spots where the clippings are especially thick, you need to rake those out a bit so they decompose a lot quicker. Now, it's really the best thing you can do for your lawn as well as the easiest. However, if you let the lawn mowing go for a bit, you notice you're going to be faced with a lot of grass clippings that are lengthy and abundant. Let's find out what else we can do. Okay, who likes the word free? I know I do. So I can be in a crowd of people. There can be 100 people in a room. Somebody mentions free, I'm going to find that person. That's just me being me. Free, who likes to not spend on fertilizer? Who is a farmer who has had a hard time, difficulty actually finding fertilizer? You know, we've had problems with supply. And so who doesn't like free stuff? Okay, so no need to pick up mulch at the garden center anymore when you can cut your own. Plus, this mulch is much easier on the back when it comes to moving it around. Think about this, you buy 10 huge bags of mulch, and you got to get all that stuff out of the car or out of the truck or whatever. With me, it's always the car. So keep weeds out and moisture in by putting down a good layer of grass clippings around your plants and shrubs. Again, just like he said right here, this is going to help you get rid of weeds. Okay, keep your layer no more than 1 to 2 inches thick. Otherwise, you'll be treated for the not so delightful smell of fermenting grass. It's releasing that thing, by the way, when it's doing that. And it doesn't have a nice smell to it. Number 3, fuel your compost microbes. Let's dig in on that one. You can get some great heat going on with grass clippings. Just remember, compost is a living system, so you want to keep your microbes happy, not cook them alive. Now, when adding grass clippings, don't forget to balance it out with some dry brown material as well. You want to get some shredded newspaper or some dried leaves work really well too. You want to make sure the green to brown mixture is a 1-to-1 ratio. Now, whenever you add grass clippings to your compost, be sure to turn it every few days to release those heat spots and ensure even decomposing. Okay, so this is what we do. I save, because we order a lot of things through Amazon, because I don't like to shop. I know it's weird, but I'm not into shopping. So we get a lot of boxes in. Now this is the deal on putting boxes on your compost. Okay, if it has this waxy feel to it, whether that be the front part or the back part of that box, do not put it in your compost pile. It's not going to decompose, okay? Plus, you got a little bit of weird material going there that you don't want in your composting materials. So, if it does have a film on it, you need to do something else with it. Throw it in your trash pile, throw it away, burn it, whatever you need to do. But don't put it in your compost, because compost is going to be used in your food production, okay? So, this is what you want to do. You want to layer it. So, you've got the green grass coming in where your husband or you have just cut the grass. Okay, put down some on your, you can put it in whatever garden you want to. It can be a raised garden, you can put it down on the ground, whatever you want to do. You need to layer this stuff, okay? Now, this is the best way to layer your cardboard. Okay, so cardboard is big, it's heavy, and it's mean stuff. You want to wet it really, really good. Okay, if you know it's going to rain outside, this is what I do. So the weather forecast says it's going to be raining in the next day or so. I go on ahead and put that cardboard out on my ground and in the backyard so I don't irritate the neighbors. So I've got, and I got a huge backyard, by the way. So I put the cardboard out there and I single layer it. Now break down the box. So I single layer it. I let it rain on it real good. And guess what I can do? I'm not hurting my fingers by cutting with a knife or anything like that. All I've got to do is tear it. And it's done. Isn't that awesome? That's just a little easy tip right there. Let's go into a commercial break and we're going to be right back in just a minute. So hang in there. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. Let Rhonda at Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC take the burden off you for all your tax needs. I know because Rhonda has been taking care of my business since 2013. I feel Rhonda works for me because she knows the direct questions to ask to better benefit my unique business in order for me to get back the biggest refund possible. Rhonda is an ongoing student, and she knows tax laws are in a constant change every year. Call 256-281-9903 for an appointment to take the dread out of getting your taxes done. Rhonda is located at 11968 U.S. Highway 431 in Boaz. Again, that number is 256-281-9903. And let Rhonda's Elite Tax LLC champion your personal and business taxes. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
Are you ready?
We all wonder what tomorrow will bring, but the future lays itself at the feet of the prepared and surrenders to the will of the persistent. It's not easy, but today shapes you so you can shape tomorrow. With Northeast Alabama Community College, when the future asks if you're ready, you can answer.
Yes.
Begin your future at Northeast Alabama Community College.
Okay, so we are talking about grass clippings. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of The Edge on IC Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television, which is found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Don't forget the podcast, Net News Network.net. We're talking about grass clippings and what to do with them. There's an overabundance of them. We have 2 yards, and the yards are huge. Okay, so Phil has a riding lawnmower, and so I said, you know what? Let's go ahead and get this thing to go on the back of the lawnmower where all the grass clippings go in it, and then you just dump it, and we're going to use it for compost. It has already paid for itself. It will pay for, if you have 2 big yards like we do, it will pay for itself in just a few weeks, and it definitely has. I don't have to buy any manure. I don't have to buy any of that stuff, okay, because it's free. It's out there for the taking, and I like that word, free. Okay, do you like tea? Now, not this kind of tea. You don't want to drink this kind of tea, but did you know your plants love tea as well? So let's talk about that. You can make a nitrogen-rich brew, just like in the video, to keep your plants happy. So let's go into a little bit more detail with that. So what you can do is get a 5-gallon bucket, 1/3 of the way with fresh grass clippings. Fill the rest of the way with water. You want to cover the bucket with cheesecloth or a screen to keep mosquitoes like that from developing, because believe me, mosquitoes love water. You want to put it somewhere downwind for a while because it's going to really smell bad. That I know for real too. Okay, now in about 2 weeks, you're going to have a great fertilizer tea. You don't have to buy it anymore. You don't have to pay $20 for a little bottle, 4-ounce or 8-ounce bottle, when you can do it yourself. And you're going to, and then you're going to be so proud of yourself because your garden is going to look so good. It's going to produce. You're going to have all those tomatoes. Your mother-in-law is going to be so jealous because your garden is going to be better than hers. So this is what you'll do. It's a recipe to go on ahead and do. So water your plants like you normally would. Fertilize your grass clippings with this clipping tea just about every 2 to 4 weeks. So you're using your cheesecloths. You want to drain the water out of there. Put it in a spray bottle or just put it in a little bottle and you just put it on your plants. It's not going to hurt anything. It's a natural material. If you accidentally get too much on it, it's not too much. So be it. Eat it. Let's look at this one really good. No, not you. The critters in your homestead, like your cows and your goats, your sheep, geese, and other poultry. The hens love it. My girls love grass. So enjoy a good nibble. They love that fresh green grass. So be sure to feed it immediately after mowing before it starts to ferment because they don't want it when you wouldn't want it while it's fermenting. Of course, never feed grass clippings from a lawn that's been treated with pesticides or herbicides. We don't do that. We let the grass do it. Okay. Money saved. A lot of folks say, I don't raise my own vegetables because it just costs too much to do that. It does cost a whole lot of money. No, it doesn't. Not when you do it this way, you're going to save a ton of money. You got a lazy neighbor, sell it to them. Make a little money off you cutting your grass. Hey, wait a minute. Okay, let's see what that means. Okay, spread grass clippings out on a window screen in a thin layer to dry rapidly. Turn the grass daily until it's completely dried out. You can give it to your rabbits, your chickens, put it in their chicken coop right there so they can have some fresh grass. Be sure to serve it with sugar snap pea garnish in the appropriate artisanal hay. No, I'm kidding around. You don't have to do that. Feed the deer. If you have deer all over the place, this is one way to keep them out of the garden. If you're surrounded by these beautiful little Bambi type creatures and it's never-ending battle to keep them out of your garden, this is what you could do. Why not put your grass clippings at the edge of the woods? Okay, perhaps an all-you-can-eat peace offering will keep them out of the garden. It may. I'm not going to guarantee that that's going to happen. But I'll have to tell you something. I have found this out. If you will plant some herbs, there's a lot of herbs that deer do not like. It freaks them out. If you'll just plant some herbs, that keeps a lot of the deer out. Okay, and also these little streamers, they're like birthdays. It looks like my house, the back of my yard looks like a used car lot probably because I have these silver streamers and they're taped all around my berries. Guess what? This is the first year I've not had to fight birds off of my garden. Okay, let's get back to grass. Number 8, don't forget to feed your worms. Worms are a good thing, not only for fishing, and we have a pond down at the back, so they're good not only for fishing, they're good for your lawn. They're good for your garden as well. If you got worms, you got a good garden going right there. And if you have worms in your compost, you're the queen. Okay, if you have a garden and a compost pile, you should also have a worm bin. And if you don't make one, okay, we found out that you can feed worms a handful or two of fresh grass clippings, and it's a good idea. You don't want to put too much of the fresh grass in. It'll start to smell. Now what you'll want to do, number 9, you want to tuck your worms into bed. Yeah, let me tell you, take good care of the worms. The worms are good for you. A better idea is to let the grass dry out a bit and then get good and brown before adding it to the worm bin. Dry grass makes a good bedding material for those worms. Mix it up with equal parts of dry leaves and you'll have very happy worms. They're not going to go anywhere else, okay? And they're going to give you a really good review, by the way, if you use our knob. Anyway, this is really good. So I want to talk to you now about making lasagna. Okay, making lasagna. Yeah, making lasagna outside. You can do this. Okay, Deja Lee, who's on the show quite frequently, talks about lasagna, the lasagna method for compost. And this is really good. Again, you can find this on ruralsprouts.com. Now, the author of this article says, I'm a lazy gardener. Whatever I can do to keep enjoying crispy vegetables with minimal weeding on my part, I'll give it a try. To that end, I love the lasagna method of gardening. It's kind of like a no-dig gardening method, and it's a great way to put a lot of grass clippings to use all at once. Now, this is what you want to do. You'll need to put down a layer of cardboard. Now, put it out in, if it's going to be raining or you have water, you can just let it sit in water. This is the easiest method, okay? So what you want to do is cut your cardboard up in pieces. And again, if it's wet, it's going to be easy to tear, and you can put it down, okay? So wherever you want to put your garden, and let it get good and wet, and so it can start decomposing. Okay, next what you want to do is begin layering with brown materials like your dried leaves, your newspapers, and then green, that's your grass clippings, and you want the brown and the green thickness to be 2 to 1, okay, in this particular way. And you're not going to have to do any weedings. This is awesome. Now listen, this is great, okay, for lazy gardeners like me. This is the way to do it. So put the brown stuff, that's going to be, again, your I just lost my sight. Okay, so this is going to be the green part of it. The brown part is going to be the cardboard and your leaves and anything that's brown, and then you want to make layers with it. So I'm starting with the brown on the bottom, then I'm putting the green. It's important you start with brown on the bottom, and then the green. Then you want to put more brown, and that can be like anything. It can be your cut up cardboard, and then more green. So the more that you can add, the better it's going to be. Now, if you'll do this in the late fall, this is the perfect time to do it. And then that way you don't have to worry about it. So do this. And we did this last year, and I'm going to tell you what, it's remarkable how this turns down. And you're not even going to have to use a tiller. When you're ready to plant for the spring, you just put a shovel in it. You just barely stick the shovel in it, and you got the most awesome material for dirt. I mean, it's just going to be great. You're going to be able to grow all kinds of things. So do this in the fall of the year, and again, it's going to be right after you have cut the grass for the last time or two. Again, make this compost, put it down there, and then you want to put plastic. Now you got to get the good plastic. Okay, it's got to be the good durable stuff. You're going to spend a little money for it, but think about all the money that you've saved for fertilizer and other things. Okay, so that's the best way to look at it. And I mean, that works every single time. You can also keep your container garden happy. And this is another good thing you can do. If this is the first time you've had a container garden, okay, you can use concrete blocks, which is what I use. You'll never have to put them down again, okay? You don't have to worry about them rotting, any of that stuff. So go ahead and however you want it to be, an 8 by 12, whatever you want it to be, go ahead and get enough concrete blocks for that. Again, you'll never have to worry about, is it going to rot? It's going to be good. And let's say you would like to have, in the middle of all of that, you would like to have a garden. Right now, go on ahead and start this. So put down, again, start with the green stuff. Put the grass clippings down, and then the next step is to put the cardboard down. Okay, next time you cut the grass, put more of the green stuff down, more cardboard. Okay, before the winter season starts in, you want to get that plastic, get the black plastic, that's going to be best. And make sure you get it secured down really good now with your concrete blocks. If you'll do that, come spring, all of your neighbors, everybody's going to be so jealous of the awesome garden you have. And also pretty much well weed free. Okay, we're going to have to go. Thank you so much for watching The Edge on ICU Radio, your source for news and entertainment. You can find us on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications, and Abundance Television found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. Again, thank you so much for watching.